Good morning. My name is Patrick Sheehan. I'm the director of the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency, and we're just providing a quick update briefing on two things. The first is from the severe weather and flooding from over the weekend, and the second is talking about the incoming winter weather. So from this weekend, we saw, as was forecast, really heavy and long duration rainfall. So some flash flooding and some riverine flooding, including a levee being overtopped in the town of Reeves in Obion County. TEMA personnel staffed the State Emergency Operations Center at a level 4 in preparation for this weather and to make sure that we were supporting community efforts to respond and recover from this event. And so the city of Clarksville has also had some complications from flooding, as have other areas as well. But multiple rounds of severe weather impacted the state on Friday and over the weekend. But as a result of this, a number of Tennesseans have been impacted by flooding. And so Tennesseans that have had flooding, whether you're a renter or a homeowner, make sure you're documenting the damages once it's safe to do so. So the waters are starting to recede. Folks are going to be able to make it back into their homes. So just before you start the cleanup, just make sure you're documenting your damages, make a list, take pictures and videos, note the high water mark in your structures. Those things are important as we try to assess damage and figure out just how damaged a home might be considered, whether that's an apartment, a house, or a rental unit. So we TEMA continues to have personnel deployed to support counties. County emergency managers and first responders are still actively engaged in coordinating response in each community. The National Weather Service, moving ahead, the National Weather Service is forecast Arctic weather beginning later today. So this extreme cold's already here, and it's going to get colder, and we're going to have snowfall around much of the state, and really along a line along of and north of I-40, really going from Memphis east. We're going to see a chance of accumulating snowfall overnight and into and through tomorrow morning. So a large part of the forecast area calls for 2 to 4 inches of accumulating snow. You could see at a local level see more or less than that, but what's pretty certain is we're going to have accumulating snow. The great news is our friends at the Tennessee Department of Transportation have been out pre-treating roads since 8 a.m. yesterday morning. And on my commute in today, I found evidence of that everywhere. I know many cities and county road departments have also been pre-treating their roads. So good news is too, there's been no rainfall between when they started their treating and when the winter precipitation will begin. So should have good effect. But that means too that travel could become difficult in the next couple of days. It will stay below freezing here in most of Tennessee for much of the rest of the week. And so we ask folks to just give yourself time to travel if you have to go somewhere. And if you don't have to be out and about, it's a great time to snuggle in at home with your family and loved ones. So travel can be difficult, and just really, if you have to get out and about, and certainly there are reasons where people would need to be going out and about. Just give yourself plenty of time and give yourself plenty of braking distance and slow into your turns so that you don't lose traction. So in the event that we have complications from the winter weather, TEMA's put up a map of shelters that are locally supported. This is on our website and is very frequently updated with information from the communities. If you need assistance or you have questions about shelters in the area, you can contact your county emergency management director. Their contact information can also be found at tn.gov/TEMA. So TEMA's doing right now, what we're doing ahead of this winter weather is we're working with our state and regional and local partners in communicating, figuring out what the forecasts are as it gets closer to get more finely tuned. And we're monitoring this weather and communicating with our partners to make sure that we can move quickly should we need to. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is already begun their preparations. And if you need to be out and about, a great way to know what the conditions of the roads are is to check the SmartWay app, the SmartWay webpage. So, and if you become stranded on the highway, please call star THP, that's star 847, be mindful of your location and be able to convey that to the troopers, and they'll get to you as quick as they can. So for Tennesseans, what you can do ahead of this is check your local forecast. So you can check from the National Weather Service sites or any of your broadcast media sites. Snow is newsworthy, and so they'll be sharing lots of information. Make a plan. Also, just know what you need to do and what you plan to do should you have complications from weather. Make sure that you have extra medications handy in case you need to go somewhere. And then ahead of the winter weather here, you can insulate pipes in exposed areas. And we always encourage folks to have an emergency kit with 72 hours of supplies. So be prepared for power outages. If you do need to go somewhere in your vehicle, throw an extra blanket and coat, gloves, kitty litter or sand or something that can give you extra traction, and things like jumper cables, just to make sure that should the weather affect your ability to start your car, that you're ready to go. So if you hit the roadway, be sure to share your plans with friends or family so they know where you are, where you're going, and know to contact people if they've lost contact with you. So the last thing we'd say is make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings and alerts. So whether that's a great weather app, and always having a NOAA weather radio handy is a great way to make sure that you can receive timely warnings from the National Weather Service. Accounts to follow for updates include the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency, the Tennessee Department of Transportation, and the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Okay, there were no questions put in the chat, so we'll just, we received a couple ahead of time. So do people who need assistance need to differentiate from Saturday's storm damage and whatever snow and cold temps might add on to that? Just for their own records, they probably want to keep track of that, but for the purposes of receiving assistance from county emergency managers, local NGOs that are providing support, or from TEMA, it's not necessary to make that differentiation. The difference for renters and owners who need storm damage assistance, for really focused on those residents that need assistance, is you can just go ahead and there really is no difference. So if you need assistance, contact your county emergency management agency. Either they'll support you or will work with one of the voluntary organizations active in disaster, the VOADs, or local NGO to get you the support that you need. I'd also say to make sure when you document your damages, make sure you're talking to your insurance adjuster to be able to get assistance from them as well. Okay, thanks everyone. Be safe out there. Give yourself plenty of time, and give those TDOT workers plenty of space as they're out there salting, and later on as they're out there plowing and clearing roads. So give them lots of space, give yourself lots of time and distance to stop as well. Be safe out there.